Irie FM, Irie FM.
Yes, we're upon a journey as we are talking about momentum that has been gathered because of one event that take place. So we mentioned all the royal the monarchy of England is the most cruel and them is the biggest thieves that ever faced the earth. And I can testify to it because I live right now, and I'm talking about 2,000 years ago, and I'm talking about 500 years ago. I'm talking about right now. Right now. You see that cloth where Miss Lou wear? Miss Lou wear that cloth, them call it bandana. That's an Indian print. Woven and printed in India. And the British go there and weave themselves in the fabric. And people start to brand it British. You see that crown where the queen have on her head? The jewelry in that crown come from India. And them go to India and divide up the country. Pakistan, India, the same country, you know, it was them divided. So them have the main woman, them head of state, wearing teeth in goods. You know, that is a sentence in our court. Sometimes it's not you thief it, you know. A man thief your car and sell it to a man, you know. And then find the car with a man there. In the law, you're guilty and you're liable to go to prison for having stolen things in your possession. Well, tell me if the queen and her successors and her age is not guilty of having thief in things in them possession because them claims say it's not them personally the thief it. So what I'm to King Charles II and King Charles I and Elizabeth I and Queen Victoria and King James I. Ironically, King James was from Scotland and that is where the Queen died. The same King James where you hear a man talk about the King James version of the Bible. There's Scotland. So when we look on the crown, and we know, say, without a doubt, say those are stolen goods, stolen properties. Somebody should be arrested. Somebody should be arrested walking around with stolen goods on your person, palavering in front of millions of people. And everybody just see it as nothing. When the Italians them move the obliques from Ethiopia, those tall pointed sticks, something like what you see in Washington, is an African symbol, it's a phallic symbol. For those of you who don't know what a phallic symbol is, go in on your computer. But it represents the penis. It represents a lot of things to the Ethiopians, to the Egyptians, to the people them in Central and South America. And this monument was taken from Ethiopia and carried to Italy. Can you believe that? Italy, them take it out of Ethiopia and carry it to Italy. Them don't have no reason to carry it there no more than say them are show the power and strength that them can move such a everything and carry it go into Italy, Rome to be exact. And when you ask back for your things, them said better stay right there now. More people will see. Them say more people will see it if it stay there so. Well, I want to play a clip because just recently the people them out of Benin I asked back for them Benin's bronze head them and the bronze carving them and thing. Recently we hear the Minister of Culture, Babsy Grange, I asked back for the taino things them that them take from Jamaica. It's not no taino give them it, you know. It's thief it. Thief it. Them never ever wait till you now look, you know, them kill you and take it away. Them no wait. Them no say, him now look, you know, I could take it now. No. Them come in your yard, come in your house, see something on top of your fridge. Them say, him go in the bathroom, all right, here we go, thief that, you know, want it, you know, here we know. You go kill him and me run outside with it. And that them do. Come on, thieves. Come on, thieves. So, we hear enough people now ask, remember this woman? This African woman. I tell you, man, how them are going like say, where we are saying, no make no sense. Just say there was a woman in a southern Africa. And this woman, just like how you see the woman, everybody want them bottom look like this woman, you know. Some people look like it gone farther than how this woman bottom stay because you go to Ethiopia, you see the woman them bottom, man. Me I tell you, it's where Kim Kardashian a try look like. It's where the Queen of England them a try look like. That's why them make a little metal underneath them dress and bulge out the bottom, the back part. So when them put on them dress, you see the back of them bottom gone. And not them bottom stay so, you know. It's things them put on underneath it like wire and metal for push it out there so and make the dress wider and wide. Well, this Ethiopia, this South African woman was taken to Europe and become a spectacle for white people. Put her in cage. Because them never seen a woman like that. With them bottom stay so. And then little more, you see, the European woman them start to make them bottom look like that woman. Them bottom start to look like that woman, that South African. And she died. And it was way up into Nelson Mandela life. Coming out of prison, Nelson Mandela, they must return the remains. I don't remember what she name, but I know a whole heap of people who are listening. Remember the name. Somebody go and WhatsApp me and tell me her name. A whole heap of them was using that woman as a spectacle in Europe. And Nelson Mandela said, look here, we want back our remains. And they carried back the remains to South Africa. Recently, we see the Native Americans, them bawl out and say the Roman Catholic Church has deceived the Native Americans by thieving them children, a whole heap of them, put them into some dormitories or whatsoever them call them, and say them and educate them. All they was doing is wiping out the children, them culture out of them head, for putting them European culture in them head. And when them done, them abuse the children, them sexually assault them, pedophiles. And when they died, them buried them in the same place. And recently, the Native Americans, them got dig up somewhere, I don't know where them did dig up. Some people are dig up something and see these bones of these children. 200 and odd children was buried in that site. And the chief them go down there and say, look here, we can't do nothing about it, but give us those children bones that we can carry back to our native village and give them a decent burial. And recently, just last month, the Pope find himself there and apologize. It's him go there, them can't go to him. Anyway, one or two things them. Him apologize for it. And now him talking about reparations. So we have to go watch out to see what kind of reparation that is going to take place. But you could see the glee in the Native American them face when them say that battle has been won. So when you hear me talk about reparation and repatriation and all these things that refer to Africa, and people are saying, them think they are food, they think anybody will pay on this. Because when people talk about reparation, them feel say each individual, like 3 million people in Jamaica now, they will calculate $3 million and then give each person a money. It's not so reparation go. Because there's more things than giving individuals money. Because some people go and go scan that and then still ask, how the money done so quick. So you have to understand when one say reparation, what reparation entail, what it entail. So we look back now on the stolen legacies, the thieving things and with them thief from Africa. And we want you to listen to this. We want you to listen to this. Here we go.
I spoke to the Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, and I began by asking him whether he thought the stolen Benin bronzes should be owned by Nigeria.
Well, I think that they properly reside in the British Museum. Now, that doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't work with the government in Nigeria to see how we can share it with them.
Forgive me, and I understand sharing, but they were stolen. Do you not think that they should be owned by the people that they were stolen from in the first place?
Well, I think that the problem with this, and of course, if we go back to things that happened in the 19th century and judge them by our values of today, it's completely unacceptable. But my concern about this is, where do you actually draw the line with this? The collections of our great national institutions have been developed over many, many centuries, in many times in questionable circumstances. I think the question now is about what we do with these. I love the Benin bronzes. I've seen them many times throughout my life, and I think them being in the British Museum, which is a world repository of heritage, allows people to see it. But look, that doesn't stop us from sharing it.
Okay, but ownership is key, right?
Yeah.
And the Nigerians say that if, when they get them back, they would almost certainly be happy to loan them back to you. But the fundamental problem is that they were stolen from the Nigerians and they want to own them.
I completely accept that they were acquired at a time of rampant colonial expansion in Africa, in circumstances that I'm not in any way going to sort of defend or condemn with the values of the 21st century. I think, though, the more important question is how we ensure that the world can enjoy this. This must stop us from sharing it.
Okay, but ownership is...
You know, I have to stop it right there, so, you know, because that thing I get me ignorant, you know. You know, the man say, when the man said stolen, no, we never stole it. It was acquired. It was acquired. You know, it's gently. This is the way of white people. Them talk wicked things and make it sound so sweet that you yourself are going to start all believe what them a say. The man I tell him say it was stolen, so why you don't want to carry it back? And then the people, if them want to let them then. Him say, well, you know, we can't judge it off 20th century values. Ratted. Thief is a thief is a thief. Just a murderer is a murderer is a murderer. It's just simple. Anyway, I could go and play it.